Hello and welcome along to the home podcast isolated edition. We've got more people on. I need to get more better. I'm even terrible at speaking. I've not slept. I need to get better at getting more people on this, and I need to record it in more of a regimented fashion, because I seem to just do it in bits and pieces, and then eventually we get people on. And then I put a shout out on Facebook and say who wants to be on my podcast. But then luckily I've got such lovely, nice friends like today's guest, who is Nick Page, who's going to come on and speak to us about the current situation. So please just keep watching the podcast. I know it's a podcast. It's also a vodcast as well. So if you are watching it on YouTube, you can subscribe right now, which would be lovely. And you can also go to the Patreon at the bottom. That'd be great as well. If you can give me some money, that'd be really lovely. So we're going to talk to Nick Page. Nick Page I've known him. I think I've known him since I've been doing comedy, so it must be about 10 years. I've known him for a very long time. He cooks a fantastic curry. I've had one of those before, and also gave me some great sausages once, which is strange. But we're going to talk to Nick Page now. So welcome along to the show, Nick Page, everybody. Hi, Nick.
Hello, John. Oddly, I am making sausages tomorrow.
You're actually making sausages tomorrow?
Yeah, the sausage machine is out. It's on the work
amazing.
surface.
Yes. Well, did you slaughter the pig this time?
I didn't know. Last time, the ones I gave you last time, in fact, was celebrity.
Celebrity. I think we can mention the fact who celebrity it was.
It was Liz Hurley's pet pig.
Liz Hurley's pet pig that you butchered yourself.
Yes.
No, you learnt to butcher.
I learned to
butcher that pig.
Just to butcher that pig. So I found a retired butcher to come and teach me. So he did the slaughtering, and then we butchered it, and you had some of the sausages.
It was amazing.
It's another local pig, but it's from a butcher. Right. But I bought half a pig off him before the panic buying started.
What, would you have bought a whole pig?
No, I he was doing a deal on half pigs. It comes all jointed up. It's not it doesn't just arrive as half a carcass like you see those guys with the French Foreign Legion hats.
That's what I really hope would happen.
Yeah, I would have been okay with that because I now know how to butcher it. And then I just said to him, look, I'm quite keen on the offal and the offcuts and things, and I've got a sausage machine, so any of that you want to chuck in as well, great. And so he gave me a great big sack of that. Through the winter, I accumulated some pheasants, so I'm making pork and pheasant sausages.
Do pheasants freeze then? Can you freeze a pheasant?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. I was going to say I've had pheasant before. My mother-in-law cooks an amazing pheasant dinner, but a few times you do actually literally spit the bits of shotgun pellet out. Well,
through the winter. So when I first met Alice, who I'm now married to, my first dawning realization of just how posh her family was realizing that all of the toilets have shot in the bottom of them because they eat so much game.
I didn't even realise that. Do you know what? I would not even know that was a thing.
So I was just like, why is there grit in the bottom of the toilets? It's lead shot. They've eaten so it's gone through them and accumulated.
God, that's horrific.
Yes,
that's a lovely image of your beautiful wife as well. That's a lovely image.
Well, and she said when she was a kid, because her dad did so much shooting, so effectively, as far as he was concerned, pheasant was free. And she said chicken would be a massive treat. Maybe once a month they'd be allowed chicken, and that everything else would be pheasant.
We're all stuck just eating chicken. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So tomorrow it's sausage machine.
There's always so many. Whenever I speak to you, there's always so many questions. How did you get a sausage machine? Why have you got one? Just to make one set of sausages? Is that what you got them for?
No, because when I bought it, when I was slaughtering the pig, I was hoping that we would remain friends with her for longer and that she would get further pigs.
Right. Did she not get further pigs, or have you not remained friends with her? Which one is that?
Neither of those things has happened.
What did you do to annoy Liz Hurley? That's the only thing I'm going to ask you.
Oh, well, no, it's just there was so much drama, and all the hangers-on were such dickheads that we just distanced ourselves from it. And
I do follow her on Instagram. It's an amazing feat. When she goes on holiday, it's the best thing ever on Instagram. You literally just see her likes just flow through the ceiling. It's nuts. Anyway,
Right.
Let's not talk about this early anymore. Yes, so you're at home now, obviously.
I'm at home in rural Gloucestershire. I'm still quite enjoying lockdown.
Are you actually enjoying lockdown?
Well, like the main differences are I'm not earning any money. That's annoying. But I'm not having to spend. I figured since lockdown started, I would have driven 2,000 miles if I'd gone to the gigs.
Yeah, I've done exactly the same calculation earlier. I did that.
Yeah. And then I've been like going through, because obviously we're all looking to cut out unnecessary expenditure.
Yeah.
When I'm in the country, I spend 200 quid a week in petrol stations.
What? That's not just on petrol. That's on just buying stuff from petrol stations.
So that's like filling up the car a couple of times, and then buying like a coffee on the way to the gig, buying like sandwiches, McDonald's, just like all the crap you buy because you've got to leave kind of before dinner because it takes so long to get places, and so you end up buying like takeaway food and crap and sweets, things like that. So it's been really nice to not have any of that nonsense, and also kind of a sort of disciplined thing where you think, right, okay, so when we do start gigging again, I can be organised, I can cook stuff beforehand.
I think that all the time. I think, why do I always go to there's an Asda just by my house, and I will go there. I'll drive from my house to Asda to get petrol, and then I'll get like a sandwich and a meal deal. I'm like, I could have done this at home. I don't need to have this sandwich that I want to get from Asda. Do you know what I mean?
We've all turned into our mums, basically, where we're nagging the sandwich and she's saying, we've got bread at home.
Exactly, we have. That's exactly what's happened. We've turned into our parents now with the whole, we need to now prepare, or just stay at home and don't go out anyway. I mean, I don't take a sandwich out with me now, for definite.
No. But so I've been doing a lot of writing for other comics, and finally getting around to doing some writing for myself for a couple of projects that I've been like toing and throwing with, but spending like 40 hours a week in the car does eat into your writing time.
Do you know what? I've said this to my wife earlier as well, that I have been the most productive I've ever been for the last week. Like, I've set up this entire like virtual gig thing. I've set up the podcast better. I'm doing it via videos. I've learned how to edit videos on like Final Cut Pro on the Mac. And Gabby did like a whole 8-week course on that, and she doesn't know how to do what I do. And I learned it in like a morning where I just went, right, I'm going to watch every video on YouTube about it now. And then I just learnt it, and now I'm like quite good at doing Final Cut Pro.
I'm very, very similar with my mole traps. Like for ages, like years and years, like whenever molehills appeared, I'd set a mole trap. And it wouldn't work, and then I'd sort of think, well, have I got to pay somebody to come around and do it? Watched a load of YouTube videos when I injured my leg and couldn't like drive for a couple of days. Watched a load of YouTube videos, learned how to set them, caught moles every single time. So very similar to.
It's very similar. Very similar in your realm of what you normally do. Mole traps.
But it's been like life, but more so, because this time of year normally there's loads of stuff to do in the garden because we grow lots of our own veg, and now is the time where it all sort of starts off. And so normally I'd be doing that in the morning, then having a nap at lunchtime, and then going out to do gigs. Yeah. And then getting back late at night,
sleeping,
rinse and repeat. For the on social media, lots of people seem to be having trouble adjusting. Loads of people are saying they're having trouble sleeping and stuff like that. I'm like busy all day and sleeping all night like a normal person.
I said this. I got up this morning at like 8:30, and that was a lie.
Yeah.
A few days before that, I was getting up at 6:30 and like getting up and just going, right, I'll open the laptop up. I'm going to do something, and then I'd work all day, and then I'd have tea at night, and then I'd go to sleep at a normal time, sort of like 11 o'clock.
Kind of freaky,
isn't it? I'm now sleeping like 7 hours and going, that's enough for me now. I'm not just lying in bed watching Netflix till 3 a.m.
See, I'm still doing the thing where I get up at like 8 o'clock, take the dogs out, and then come back to bed for a couple of hours, because Alice is not a morning person.
Well, that's see, Gabby's up doing because she's working from home for her office job, so she's in the office working from like 8 o'clock. So I have to kind of be up. I can't be wandering around in the background in my dressing gown, while she's on like a massive video conference call with like a huge graphic, which I do really want to do at some point. Just walk past him a dressing gown, just like, sorry guys, but no, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, no, because we're both self-employed artists. Yeah. Although my natural body clock is kind of more farmer than comic.
So you're more up early to bed late.
In an ideal world, I'd be up earlier and in bed earlier, and obviously work gets in the way of that. And whereas she has like a comics body clock, or in an ideal world, she'd get up at the crack of lunchtime
and work all the way through till about 2 in, and then just go to sleep again.
Yeah, go to bed as it's getting light again.
So, proper comic.
How
is it then, Nick? I want to ask about your because you're in deepest, darkest Gloucestershire. Really, like I've been to your house. It's quite remote. How is it in the? I mean, how many houses are there in your? Is it a hamlet or is it a village? What is it?
There's a hamlet of I think 16 houses in like the greater Hamlet area, and most of them are really old.
Yeah,
but most of them seem to have like younger relatives that are sorting out. Like nobody locally needs us to do
I was
shopping.
Expecting you to be like the hero of this like little hamlet. Like you're having to go around and deliver food to all these old people. Is what I thought might be happening.
But the guy who lives next door to us is a retired mechanic called Alan. He is approximately 200 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw him in the garden and I said, do you need me to get anything for you? And he said, no. He said, I only go shopping once a month anyway. And I fill the freezer and I've already done that. And...
what a legend.
He said, I've got 2,000 Rothmans in, so I'm not going to run out of cigarettes.
Fucking hell. I mean, what's that? Yeah, that's a month's worth. Is that what he's saying? So he did a month's worth of stockpiling.
He smokes about 40. I've never seen him to be not smoking. So I think he smokes probably 40 a day.
He's 200 years old.
And he's 200 years old. And then he did say, he said, I'll tell you what, could you pick me up a couple of lighters? Because I go through them quite quickly.
He goes through lighters quicker than he goes through fags.
He's got
sniffing them.
He's got 2,000 in his garage.
2,000 cigarettes. I can't even imagine that the size of what that would be. So they come in sticks of 100, don't they? That's 20 pack. I can't even imagine how much that is. They're stacked really high.
So like those carton things are like 200, aren't they? And they're 10 packs of 20. So it's like 10 of those. It's not a huge amount.
I was expecting up to the hot.
It's a stack. It's the size of a microwave.
Yeah, that's a very, very good analogy. I was thinking like up to about sort of waist height, but it wouldn't be, would it? That's going to be much more than that. Wow. So there's not. Is there a shop? Is your shop still open?
We've got. I mean, one of the houses is called the Old Shop to tease us that there used to be a shop. In the next village, there's a community shop that's run by volunteers, and that has stayed open, run by volunteers. Because it's run by volunteers, it keeps the prices down. The problem is, it's run by volunteers, and all of the volunteers. I'm confident in saying this because I know none of them uses the internet. All of the volunteers are even older than Alan next door, and so it can take from 2 to 40 minutes to buy a pint of milk.
I've been in that shop when I've come to see you before, and it is painful.
Oh, in fact, I think you phoned me from there because I had to teach them how to use the till. Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. I'll be there in a minute, Nick, but these guys don't know what they're fucking doing.
And I was like, right, who's there? Okay, pass the phone. Yeah. No, other friends of mine stopped off there to get stuff, and nobody could use the till. And they said, look, we're really sorry, we'll just go because we. And they said, where are you going? And they said, we're going to see Nick and Alice. And they went, look, can you just take the stuff and we'll write down what it is, and then he can sort it out another time.
Well, it's such a great hamlet that you live in. This is the problem. It's such a little tiny community.
But that meant that my friends had bought me like a bottle of wine as a gift, which I had to pay for later.
The friends didn't even pay for it?
No, they just said, oh yeah, they said they'll sort it out with you another time. And then I got there and I was like, hang on, the gift they gave me was the bottle of wine from the fucking shop.
So the shop are like, you need to settle up now, Nick. You've got like a...
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm just glad they didn't do the rest of their shop on the way out.
That's true.
Yes. So yeah, I've been busy. I've been doing a lot of writing for other comics, which is good fun. I always enjoy that. So I run workshops like in the before times.
Yeah, that's what everyone keeps saying. The before times.
In the before times, when people are allowed to congregate more than their immediate family. I'm on the edge of the Forest of Dean, so there's a lot of people for whom that's no hardship. It's like, are you going out? No, I'm staying home on the pool.
They're all in now, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, they haven't really noticed. So yeah, there's a lot of that going on. So I've been doing a lot of that. You know, people email me scripts, I go through it. We then have a Skype conversation like this and make it better, which is good.
Well, that's good. At least you've got that's a good thing. I mean, I've had a couple of writing bits come in, a few bits and pieces, like just to write some like blogs and stuff like that, but nothing major. I've had a few bits with other comics where they want me to sort of punch a few things up. I spoke to a couple of other, spoke to Scott Bennett. He's got a few writing things come in, which has been nice. So we are doing work, but I think we're missing the. Are you missing the stage? Are you missing being out on stage?
Yes. Yesterday, I was like, yesterday I wrote for 7 hours on different things.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, that is so much better use of my time. I really enjoyed doing that. I don't miss the stage at all. I would very happily never gig again. That lasted until this morning.
Yes.
When this morning I was like, there was something on the radio and somebody was being interviewed and they got a laugh for something just pathetic. And I was like, oh my God, if dickheads like that are getting laughs for crap like that, I need to be. And today partly it was because I realised I hadn't finished my audiobook.
What, you're recording one or you're listening to?
No, I'm listening to in the car or the gig.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'd forgotten where I was on the plot.
Honestly,
of that.
I think I'm. I don't know how many episodes behind in the Archers I am. Because that is my going to a gig thing sometimes. I just listen to the Archers. I mean, I'm going to love it when we finally get back out there. I'm going to need a good trip to Edinburgh and back to get through all the Archers episodes that I'm missing.
Archers episodes. Whereas for me, the Archers music that I can faintly hear in the background
at all times.
It's just it lets me know that I've left the radio on in the kitchen.
I thought maybe you just hear it all the time because of where you are.
Oh, just as I drive around, it's just like constantly the soundtrack.
Just as you're making sausages, do. I think that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I used to deliberately mix them up with bananas.
Yeah, that is true. It is a difficult one to do. It is difficult theme tunes. It's the same way as Jurassic Park, Superman, and I can't remember the other one. There's three that you can't whistle if you say the other one.
It's the Archers theme. It's the Archers.
Don't make this into making the Archers into different theme tunes now, Nick. This is just going to send me insane.
It works with Jurassic Park. That's beautiful.
You can do that from now on.
Yes. So yeah, tomorrow more gardening stuff to do. I'm also doing some beekeeping work for a neighbour.
Yeah. Of course you are.
My neighbour Ulf. Ulf. He lives in the next village. Ulf Yarish. He's a German guy, lovely guy. He grew up in East Berlin and he was a political prisoner. And then he's lived here for the last few years. And he is a commercial beekeeper. So he's got beehives dotted around the various fruit farms around the area doing their pollination. He is in Namibia because he'd been employed by the Namibian government to set up their bee colonies for their fruit farms. He's stuck there because of quarantine. So he's employed me to do all the spring stuff on his hives over here.
How did you learn what to do? Did he tell you what to do? Or did you have to go on YouTube?
Well, he taught me because he put a couple of hives in my garden and then taught me what to do with them last year. So I've got 4 of his hives in my garden.
I would have thought it was funny if you'd.
I
feel like it was funny if you'd been doing a workshop with comedians, then you'd have to do a Skype workshop. You were with a beekeeper, whilst.
Oh, he likes to phone. He doesn't like to use Skype. What he likes to do is leave a confusing message on my answer phone
that you can't follow at all,
with an incredible amount of detail on some things and no detail whatsoever on other things, like for example where 25 of the hives were.
So you couldn't find them.
Yeah, it took me 3 days to find them.
Yeah, because I presume they're quite small things, aren't they? When you look at a field size to a hive.
Oh, I couldn't even find the field from his directions.
Even better.
If you think, this area of Gloucestershire and Herefordshire and Worcestershire, this little triangle, is full of fruit farms.
I didn't know that.
So it's like the Vale of Evesham is like one of the big apple and cherry and like plum producing areas for the whole country. So, and it's one of the areas where they're now desperate for people to come and work doing the fruit picking, because of course they've kicked out all the Europeans that used to do it.
Yes, so now they're going to need more fruit pickers. There'll be a lot of comedians.
Yeah, that's true.
Fruit picking.
Oh, I could become a gang master.
Comedians, gang master of fruit pickers.
Young comics that
you can just say, oh yeah, you can come and do I'll do a workshop with you, and then also you've got to go and pick in this farm for a couple of hours. It works for everyone, doesn't it?
The work would kill them. So many of them are like pasty-faced, weak-wristed city folk.
I like the fact you've got a demographic of people that you teach comedy to.
And that's just like all young comics, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah, pretty much every.
Like most people got into comedy because they used to be bullied, and then there's people like you and me that just used to bully people to laugh
at. Yeah, it's so true. It's absolutely spot on. So I'm going to wrap up now because we've spoken for like 25 minutes now. But so you're not bothered by? Are you? Isolation, is it doing anything to you or not? You seem to be having quite a good time.
Well, as I said, I've got to pop out each day for a couple of hours to do the bees. Alice is isolating like pretty much super strictly, apart from when we walk the dogs, because she's pregnant.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, which is again one of the other writing things I'm doing. Become a dad for the first time at 50.
Oh my word! I mean, your career will take off. When we're out of isolation, you've got a child, and you start doing that new dad stuff. Oh, mate, no one's ever done it before, have they?
I think everybody's kind of tired of it now.
But new dad at 50, that's big.
It's big / stupid.
Obviously, because got bored.
Which again, that's you and me, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's been gorgeous to talk to you. I'll talk to you in a couple of days' time.
Yes.
I'm doing a thing for Channel 4 on Friday about what people are doing in lockdown.
Oh, nice. So that'll be interesting. What is that?
And Friday's a big day because I've got some chainsawing to do and I'm fixing the pond pump.
Sake. Unbelievable.
Have a lovely time in lockdown.
Cheers, mate. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
That was Nick Page, everybody. Anyway, it was great, wasn't it? Wasn't that great with Nick Page? Everyone loves a bit of Nick Page. So it's just me. I've cut him off, and now there we go. There we go. We're back to me. That's fine. That was Nick Page, who has got so many different things that he does, and he seems to be enjoying isolation, which is an interesting part of it. But if you're enjoying isolation and enjoying the podcast, I mean, this one's been a bit all over the place. I don't know. I think maybe I'm tired. Maybe I just don't quite know what I'm doing. I've become a bit confused with all my tech. I've got so much tech going on now that I don't quite know where I am and what I'm doing with it all. But if you're enjoying it, please keep subscribing to it. People listen to it on Podbean. You can watch it on YouTube. You can subscribe. You can do the Patreon stuff. Just keep viewing it. I like the viewing figures going up. I look at the viewing figures more than I look at subscribers. I look at that more than I look at anything else. I love the fact that I'm getting through to people. And I'm getting a lot of people comment to me. People message me to say, that was a great podcast. Really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyed this one. So I hope you enjoyed this one. It was me talking to a mate, Nick Page. And yeah, he's an absolute lunatic with what he does. So you guys have been great. Thank you very much. I'm going to go and we'll see you all again the next time on the Home Podcast Isolated Edition.